Have you ever felt yourself falling in love faster than your heart can keep up? As if something inside you leaps forward long before your mind understands what's happening? Have you ever wondered why you get attached so quickly? Why your emotions rush towards someone who's barely begun to understand you? And why, somehow, the people you want the most seem to slip away the moment you start holding on? People say you care too deeply. They say you move too fast. They say you feel too much. But what if that intensity wasn't random? What if the speed of your love wasn't just an emotional choice, but a psychological force shaped long before you even realized it? What if loving too intensely isn't a weakness, but a form of protection? A reflex built in quiet moments of your life, a habit formed in places your memory rarely visits, a response so automatic that even you don't see it happening until it's already taken over. And beneath the tenderness, beneath the generosity, beneath the overwhelming desire to give everything, what if there was something else? Something quieter, something powerful, something that shapes the way you reach for others, even when you don't understand why. Meet Elena. Her story is familiar in ways she never expected. She met someone on an ordinary afternoon, a conversation at a coffee shop, a shared laugh, the kind of moment most people forget within hours, but not Elena. That single moment became a spark. And that spark became a feeling she could not slow down. She replayed their conversation in her head again and again, the way he said her name, the way he smiled, the way he listened. To him, it was pleasant, simple. To her, it felt like connection, real connection, instant connection. That night, she stayed awake thinking about him. By the next day, her heart was already attached. She didn't tell him, of course, but she felt it, that magnetic pull, that urgency, that hope. And as the days passed, Elena gave more of herself, more time, more effort, more emotion. She tried to show him everything she had to offer, afraid that if she didn't, she would lose him before anything even began. But while she leaned in, he leaned back, slowly, quietly. Each step she took made him take 2 steps away, until eventually he slipped from her life without warning, leaving her with the same unanswered question she had carried for years. Why do I fall so fast only to lose everything even faster? Elena's story is not rare. It's a pattern, one with deep psychological roots. For many who love too fast, the journey begins long before their first heartbreak. It begins with a wound, often from childhood, where affection was inconsistent or love came with conditions. In those early years, the fear of being left became familiar, and so as adults, they try to secure love quickly, before it can slip away. Fast love becomes a way to prevent loss before it happens. When someone new shows interest, the brain releases intense chemicals, dopamine, oxytocin, the chemistry of connection. For most people, this spark is gentle, but for someone with emotional sensitivity, that spark turns into a flood. The brain mistakes intensity for intimacy. It feels like fate, when it is really a surge of emotion too powerful to control. Some people fall fast because affection feels like safety. They believe, often without realizing it, if I give everything now, maybe they won't leave. So they love hard, hoping their effort can keep the connection alive. Fast love becomes emotional bargaining. Those who have lived through unstable relationships may associate early intensity with closeness. Chaos feels familiar, intensity feels real, and the rush of early affection feels like home, even when it leads to heartbreak. The heart repeats what feels known, not what feels healthy. Sometimes loving too quickly is a way to avoid loneliness or silence internal emptiness. A new connection becomes a distraction from unresolved pain. It becomes a place to hide, a place to forget, a place to feel alive. Sometimes we chase love to silence the emptiness inside. But understanding this pattern isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning. Loving deeply isn't the problem. Your capacity for emotion is not something to shrink or shut down. The real challenge is learning to shape that love, giving it boundaries, giving it room to breathe, allowing it to grow at a steady pace. Slow love is not cold love, it's healthy love. You deserve connection that stays even when it slows down. You deserve someone who doesn't see your intensity as a burden, but as a part of your heart that simply needs time to feel safe. Your heart is not weak, it's wounded, and wounds can be healed. So let me ask you, when you love someone, are you reaching for them or running from something inside yourself? Are you chasing connection or escaping silence? Tell me in the comments, which part of your heart are you still learning to understand?